See a roadmap for those sort of cross-pillar AI capabilities, and how operationally are you thinking about bringing SAP and the teams within SAP along with that shared suite vision so you can bring your customers along too?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've been talking about this in Sapphire, but we decided at Connect we want to be super bold, because this is sort of what we hear from our customers as well, and that message seems to be resonating. That, ultimately, you can think this best of breed versus, and I'm going to try to not take too much time here, the best of breed versus best of suite discussions about capability versus integration. People felt, hey, they can get better capability here, but either that or prioritize seamless integration. What we're saying is, listen, from a capability perspective, we want to be second to none. So in all the domains that we play in and all the connects that you can go to here, you'll see a set of innovations that clearly says, hey, we're going to be a leader in each one of these. In some we already are, and some we're going to continue to invest. Now, at some level, you can argue, in the age of AI, where is the value as well? Is it in the application features, which we believe a couple here, a couple there, probably won't be as differentiated. It's going to be in the AI layer. Hence, now, if the capability differential is even, the differentiation comes in integration, the seamless out-of-the-box integration that we're working on, the suite first priority that we've had and we've talked about for over a year now, AI first suite, because suite is that differentiator value for customers that says, hey, the data comes together in BDC, all harmonized, the applications work together, and hence the value in AI with the broadest context now becomes a lot more powerful than it would be in isolated context as well, the global maxima versus local optimums that we talked about as well. So we feel like if you think about it from a customer perspective today, why would they go pick a standalone application here? Because if they do, they're going to need to create all the integrations. That's a significant amount of cost. They need to then take the data, dump it out somewhere, and harmonize it. And then they still need to solve for AI. You can get AI here, but it's isolated. But how do I have AI that cuts across? And that then they have to go build themselves too. If you can get for these domains as wide of a breadth as you can, that hey, these things are out of the box connected, the data is harmonized, then the customers can focus and shift their investments on the value layer, the new value layer, and the engagement layer, that's AI. And that's what we hear from our customers that's resonating really well. And hence why we feel that in this day and age, the standalone applications will struggle in the fullness of time because the value prop is going to continue to erode.
Let me give you two specific examples. So I just talked with one of the largest banks in the US, and they had, I think, Ariba, Fieldglass, Cloud ERP, and they said, look, SAP, you've made great progress already on the integration with BTP and the extensibility, but then when we started discussing BDC and what it will unlock on the AI layer, they said this is something no one can offer on the best of breed side, this multiple layers of platform. But it's not anymore, it used to be PaaS versus SaaS, and now it's almost like SaaS as PaaS to unlock AI at a scale where we can do it that is hardly anyone can match it, to bring together the application context with then BDC, BTP to ultimately unlock differentiated AI use cases. And same is true for SAP. I mean, you can expect us to take finance. I mean, we run a hyper-optimized clean core cloud ERP in finance, but now we introduced BDC. I was actually a bit nervous to see it doesn't do anything, because our finance is really, I think, a clean shop, as automated as it can be. But suddenly people do amazing things, replace Excels, replace homegrown automations with BDC in a totally different scale and embed AI into their work. And that's, I think, the unique power of what we can bring with the SAP Business Suite. But it's also then what customers intuitively understand beyond the hype. It's find the right hammer for the right nail. It's not plaster agents over everything and the job is done. Certain things need to be done at the foundational application layer. Certain things need to be done at the data layer, and then it all comes together to what we call this flywheel. It's not just okay, agents eat SaaS. It's, I think, agents embedded into SaaS eat best of breed SaaS 1.0.
I mean, if I can take another couple of minutes, this is such an important topic, I think, for us to understand, because it is about ultimately value creation of the customer landscape as well as reducing costs that everybody's facing. Like if you think about, so I'll say two things. One, you talked about where are we doing this already. We're doing this at all three levels. So if you look at the application layer now, we announced next-gen Ariba that is now natively seamlessly integrated with our S4 ERP solutions. Ariba, unfortunately, wasn't as much. Our customers had to bring this together, but now you start S4HANA public cloud, Ariba just comes with it. You don't have to do anything. Same with private cloud once this next generation comes out. So we're doing this, this is one example across multiple places. SuccessFactors deeply integrated out of the box, and so forth. And the data layer, BDC, effectively is that harmonized rail. The value and why it resonates with the customer is that the data layer is already harmonized across the suite, so they don't have to do anything. And BDC, the reason why it also is resonating is it's a cost shift and ultimately a TCO reduction for customer, even though they're obviously getting something else from us, because they're spending money on other tools, SIs, a lot of people internally to get the data out, harmonize it, manage it, maintain it. They shift all of that cost that still produces lesser value product because it's disconnected from the source into now a service they get from us. So the customer landscape, it's a TCO reduction and a higher value for them. And the AI layer, Priyanka showed yesterday, if you remember, the demo that said, hey, you start on the operations AI assistant, you get into the procurement one, and we had other more, but we just ran out of time, so we had to cut a few more. So the reality on the AI side plays up very beautifully. And if you look at the demo that Stefan DeVarse showed as well, it's a bit more of a vision one, right? Because you can argue, well, which company goes in and does things like that as well. But the idea is the data is there for you to be able to make that analysis and recommendation for the global maximum, and that's what we're trying to show. And that's here now. That's not features that we're selling. And then the last thing I would say is, listen, this concept of the seamlessness across the apps and the app data AI layer coming, it's not a new one, right? Like, how many of you still carry with, listen, Garmin just had the best GPS. I have my phone, but I'm going to carry my Garmin device on my thing. And how many still has a camera in your back pocket to say, oh, listen, no, this camera, I just need to continue to do my, like these things that used to exist, the experience of when it comes together is different. Like how many of you still have those printed map books in your car to say, no, I'm going to go take a cross-country drive. Well, you do, so she has one.
I'm just sleeping over here like that.
But listen, these experiences come together and it's not debatable, that the value gets just exponentially higher, and the world of business applications is no different. Now, a particular tech company would do their show yesterday and say, and show you even in a demo, listen, you can go build this app on the fly because we've got the models behind it to be able to go do this, so you don't need to go buy it, you can go build it. That keynote also happened yesterday, apparently as well. But the question then you all have to ask, and I'm sure you're asking, and the customers, well, okay, so now I've built a procurement app. What do I do with it? Is that my core to continue to maintain it? Am I going to go integrate it? How do I innovate in it? How do I make sure all the regulatory requirements are? I mean, the full total cost of something that sounds like amazing, oh, I can go generate it overnight, why do I need to go buy something? But if you look at it in the fullness of something like that, is that core for you to go do, and do you know what comes afterwards? So it sounds like an amazing thing, but you have to think through holistically from that perspective, and then hence the seamlessness comes in.
Could listen to you all day.
I'll stop you.
All right, we have 7 minutes left. We're gonna go